What's up, you fools? Matt, ESCunited, your favorite Eurovision channel. Welcome. This is the Mattitude Eurovision livestream, and as the name indicates, that's where we talk about the Eurovision news of the week, and of course, answer your questions and have a dialogue. So, welcome once again. It is Saturday, April the 27th, and that means we are not that far away from the actual Eurovision rehearsals. I will talk about that in just a moment, and we'll go over a few details here, and I will need your help as well. Brainstorm sessions, that's what I'm going to call it, to see what we can and should cover in, where are we? Tel Aviv. We're going to be in Tel Aviv, but more on that in just a moment. First of all, I want to welcome everyone in the chat. And we got Elise is right there. Alice, I should say. How are you? Ilias Betsantakos is also joining us. Thank you so much for being here on this Saturday evening. Well, for me, it is Saturday morning, just about 10 o'clock in the morning. Hello, Ashley Lowndes. You're there. Lily Loves, of course. Happy Saturday to you as well. So, in case you don't know what's happening, if you live under a rock, don't pay attention to the Eurovision day-to-day kind of stuff. Why are you here in the first place? But I'm glad you are. But let me just fill you in. So if everything is correct, rehearsals of the contest will start in exactly 1 week from today. Like almost on the hour almost. Maybe like an hour before. But yes, can you believe it? I cannot believe it. I am leaving soon for Tel Aviv. My heart is beating fast. I've never been this far away from home, but I am also very, very excited. But we'll go for that a little bit because, as I pointed out, I will need your help as far as like what else should we cover. We're going to do the same stuff, of course, but I need more ideas from you guys. This is your opportunity to chime in. Now, once again, this has been a fairly quiet Eurovision week. Once again, the calm before the storm. Every act is just getting ready, rehearsing, getting the final touches here and there, and now packing. Probably a lot of people have started packing now because some of us will be there for 2+ weeks. It's quite a dedication, but I love it so much. So there hasn't been a whole lot of news out there, but there are a few things that happened, or at least one thing that happened. I just found out this morning when I woke up that there is a whole lot of rah about the Netherlands. And you all know the Netherlands. Duncan Lawrence, Arcade, #1 in the betting odds by quite a big margin. Although Russia seems to be catching up a little. But as of right now, the Netherlands, the favorites to win the contest. Now, all of a sudden, people are really nervous because could Netherlands be disqualified? You don't know what's going on? Well, let me explain to you. So there was a video that was posted to YouTube on June 9th, 2017, that had like hardly any views, but was the song Arcade performed by Duncan Demore, which was his name. His real name, not Duncan Lawrence, but he performs it. Just a piano version, apparently, during like a student concert. Keep in mind, the rules in Eurovision say that if you perform a song at Eurovision, it needs to be, cannot be released before September 1st of that year. So in this case, September 1st, 2018. If this has been made commercially available to the masses, that means this song is no longer eligible and therefore would be disqualified from the contest. Now, this video just came all about, even though it's been out there, it was, I guess, just discovered. Something like that, right? But, hear me out. Everyone can relax. Let's not get all too upset about it. As pointed out, it was posted June 9, 2017. So, almost 2 years ago, right? So clearly way before that deadline. But there is, let me just give you the quick part of the rules in the EBU book. The compositions must have not been commercially released before the September 1, 2018 deadline. The release date, in case the composition has been made available to the public, for example, but not limited to on online video platforms, social networks, accessible data banks, and or performed publicly, for example, but not limited to During concerts, the participating broadcaster must inform the ESC executive supervisor, who shall have authority to evaluate whether the composition is eligible for participation in the event. It goes on a little bit more into the details, but basically what it is, until recently, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, any song that has been released in any shape or form before that deadline should have been disqualified. But in the new age of digital media and all of that stuff, the EBU has come to a realization that it is almost impossible to make that a thing, right? It's so easy for a song to leak or be out of there. A lot of the songs that you hear today at Eurovision sometimes were written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So not all of them are like brand new written, as far as like somebody sat down at a table 2 months ago and wrote this thing. No, some people had it in their repertoire for a long time, but just never put it out there. And that is not uncommon. So, and keep in mind, that's a video that has, what was it, 500 views at the time this was all talked about, considered a commercial release. Clearly, that is not the case, right? Having so few views on a video has very little impact on the outcome. It was like a student event, a concert that was attended by hardly anyone. It was a very small venue. And ultimately, it'll come down to the EBU to make a decision whether or not this breaks the rules. Looking at the patterns and what I know from the contest, you don't have to worry about anything. This has happened on several occasions. The biggest example is Jamala, 1944. It won the contest, but it was previously released. She performed it before live. I think it was as early as 2015, May 2015 or something like that. But since it was not made publicly available, it was not commercially released, the EBU said, okay, you can keep it. Happened to several other songs in the running, big ones. This is not a weird situation. And knowing what I know right now, that yes, it was a small video watched by less than 1,000 people, and was not commercially released, and was mostly just watched by Dutch people that cannot vote for the song anyway, that there is no concern from the EBU about the song. They will not be disqualified. I would bet my bottom dollar on that. So there's a lot of outrage, a lot of upsetness, nervousness. Don't be. I think it's going to, I know it's going to be fine. I'm pretty sure that the EBU was already aware of that anyway. This is not going to be an issue. I just wanted to throw it out there so for people can sit back and relax. It's fine. So I'm really excited about Arcade in Tel Aviv. We need to have it. Could you imagine going back to the Netherlands after 44 years? I mean, most of us weren't even around then, and if you were around, you were still too young to probably remember. But this would be so exciting. Again, there are a bunch of other songs that I would be rooting for as well. So I have a feeling this is going to be a good year. I see a few questions already thrown at me, and I will answer them in a moment. Keep in mind, if you want to talk to me, make at ESCunited so they questions stand out, and I know when they're asked. And if I don't answer them right away, of course, repost them, super chat, whatever works for you. I just want to get through some of the things first before we delve into the questions here. And the next thing I want to talk about mostly is about the preparations. This will be the remainder of the video in that sense, about what we're going to do, what you can do, and what we should cover. This is very interactive. I need to hear from you, hear your suggestions. What can or should we cover in addition to what we're doing already? Keep in mind, we don't have that many people in Tel Aviv, so there's only so much we can do, but I would still love to hear from you. So, before I answer the questions, I just want to let you know, this has been a very stressful preparation phase for me because we don't even have the rehearsal schedule yet. Can you believe it? 1 week from now, rehearsals start. There's no official rehearsal schedule out yet. Some people don't even know that the rehearsals apparently start on Saturday, which is even a day earlier than usual. Usually, I mean, until like 2 years ago, we started on a Monday. Then starting with Kiev, we started on a Sunday. And now apparently in Israel, we start on a Saturday. I'm like, really? How much earlier do you want us to be there? I couldn't change my flight, nor did I want to because it's expensive. So I get there like on Saturday around 6 a.m. in the morning. So I just have to hop into a taxi and go straight to the arena just to be there to cover the event because we have no idea. We don't know what I mean, I kind of can't put it together knowing what they usually do and how a rehearsal schedule look like based on experience, but you usually get at least somewhat of an idea, and it sucks if you don't have that. So that is definitely difficult, but like it happens. So on the very first day, on Saturday, we will have a very small team. It'll be just me and Sean, probably. So the two of us will hold on the fort and cover the first day of rehearsals, which will be then the first half, a semifinal one, rehearsing for the very first time. And then starting Sunday, everyone on the team should be there, including David, Fernando, and Zach. So that is what we're at right now. It's just like, ugh, I don't have anything to really put a schedule together, time slots, and all that has to be a little bit on the fly this time around. But I'm still gonna make it work. We always make it work. So this is just what I have to go through in case you don't know. So that is fair. Gil Kagan is saying, make sure it starts in the morning and not in the evening as it is Shabbat. Well, Tel Aviv rehearsals will not be affected by Shabbat. That was one of the regulations made by the EBU. We cannot move anything around. So that is the compromise. So Tel Aviv, the organizer said, okay, we will work through all of these because we cannot take breaks. That is basically what it is. So that we don't have to worry about, although I'm hearing that on Wednesday, the first Wednesday, which is, I don't know, the 4th or something like that, I believe it's a holiday, I think the Israeli Memorial Day, so they say that we may have a whole day off on Wednesday, and that would be different. I guess it did happen actually in Copenhagen in 2014, where we had a whole day off. Because they also had a holiday, which is nice to get some sightseeing in that you usually don't get to do in between. But that is definitely that is definitely the trade-in, I guess. Somebody's asking, can you move the screen, the text to the left? I can move the text a little bit to the left. I did not expect that would be so much text, so I'm gonna have to move over a little bit. Whee! There you go. So I was moving myself over here. Got to bring my microphone with me as well. So this is what I'm going through right now. I want a lot of little sympathies from you all. No, so it's all good. Can you sit in front of a fire extinguisher again so we can meet Lily's cousin? I'll see what I can do, Lily. I know in case those weren't around last year, we were sitting in a corner where we felt there was less traffic behind us and we could just do our own thing. But we had like a big fire extinguisher behind us and people were just talking about it, and he became the star of the show. His name was Billy because it was called Billy Extinguisher. That was the name of the company, and we drew a little face on him. Anyway, so it was pretty funny. It became pretty cool, but then the second week we had to move because someone else took our table, which was very, very disheartening to me. So, where can we see the rehearsals on the Eurovision channel? Eurovision Tim is asking. So in case you don't know how this works with the rehearsal, so starting Saturday, it will be the first round of individual rehearsals. So the first half of semifinal 1 will rehearse on Saturday. It'll be the first time the acts will step on stage to rehearse. It is closed to the public, closed to the press. Nobody can get in there. They will not be live streamed. They will not be broadcast anywhere online or on TV. Only people can see it are we actually in the press center. They will show it on screen where we can watch it and report on it. So, but keep in mind, we cannot show the screen. That is against the EBU rules. There will be no full video out there from the rehearsals unless somebody leaks them illegally. That would be an issue. Shouldn't happen, so hopefully that won't be happen, but the short answer is there will be no videos or clips of the full rehearsals, just like last year. The only thing that you will get is about a 20-second clip that will be posted on the official Eurovision.tv channel where you can see the rehearsals for 20 seconds out of the arena. That's it. That's it. That's all you get. Then when the second round of individual rehearsals start, which is then Thursday, I think, you will get to see again, a 20 to 30-second clip that is like a cut from the TV show, actually. So you get like a nice teaser, the 20, 30-second teaser of the performance. And you can watch the whole camera work as well, which is really nice. However, you will not get to see the whole performance. The press is allowed into the arena. We can take pictures, we can take videos, but we're not allowed to publish them until after the contest. I think the rules are you can publish up to 1 minute of rehearsals all day or something like that. So it's crazy. These are really weird rules. So the rules are as little footage of the rehearsals as possible, but we will be in the press center, so we will describe it to the best of our abilities, have fun, and at least you get to listen into it, so you can hear what they sound like, and we'll give you the breakdown. How does that sound? That's all I can do. So who do you think is going to have the best staging? I don't know yet, but I would guess Russia. You know, Russia's gonna go super crazy, as they always do, so I anticipate something crazy here. So, just so you know, as while we're on topic as far as Eurovision and coverage is concerned, we'll arrive there on Saturday, and, well, Sean and I will, and the rest will... Everyone will arrive on Saturday, but some arrive in the evening, some in the afternoon, and all of that stuff. So, we will obviously do the live streams, just like we did for many years. That'll not go away. Big focus on that. Of course, we will do our review videos of each performance, each rehearsal, and share our thoughts, what went well, what didn't go well, and we can compare notes and see. Of course, make sure you do look at other videos as well. We're only one outlet that does it, but we're definitely going to put a highlight on that. My ultimate goal is to take you behind the scenes, potentially into Euro Club or the Village, and do some streaming. There are lots and lots of behind the scenes stuff I want to do, just to bring it a little bit closer to you, to see what we are going through. That is ultimately my goal. Of course, there will be other things. They call it the orange carpet now. So I will talk about we'll cover the orange carpet as well. It's going to be super hot, but gotta do it. Gotta do it. So those are all the things that we're doing. Of course, we do predictions just like everybody else, the standard stuff. So this will keep us busy. We do a lot of focus on social media, Twitter, Facebook. We're going to also finally do a lot more Instagram. So if you haven't followed us on there yet, make sure to do so everywhere. It's just ESCunited, search for it. You'll find us. So that is what we are focusing on, but I would love to hear from you as well. This is your opportunity at ESCunited. Leave in the chat if you have an idea what we should cover and talk about. I'm happy to hear suggestions, because this is about you all as well, right? We can only deliver what you want. If we just talk about what we love, no one watches it. Stupid. So hopefully I would hear from you. Will there be Jim's handsome face is asking, will there be a press reaction videos again this year of the qualifier announcement voting? Yes, yes, yes. From us for sure. I'm sure there are other outlets will do the same, but you will get our reaction. You will get the entire room reaction. I'm thinking actually, this for the first time, we're going to go live as the results come in, before the results come in, so we can all watch them together. Just something to think about. It would be kind of fun as well. Srulik, Santos, and Matt, will you and Sean go to Euroclub? Yes. That's what we live for. I didn't go much last year because I had family in town, and we wanted to, you know, enjoy each other's company, so that didn't happen as much for me. But this year in particular, I will. It won't start until like the Saturday before, so for the first week there is no Euroclub, but later on, obviously I will. So that is definitely, we're trying to do some coverage from the Euro Club as well, depending on how the internet is at. But that is my intent. If not, we'll try to record as many performances of the artists as possible. But as I pointed out, I just want everyone to kind of experience the whole thing as much as we do. So you'll see plenty of us in Tel Aviv. Oscar Green is asking, by the way, how long does each country get to rehearse for 1 hour period? So let me give you the quick breakdown here as well. Unless there are any changes, it will probably be the same as in previous years. The first round of individual rehearsals will last 40 minutes. So each country has 40 minutes to rehearse. They rehearse once right? They go for the whole performance, then for like 5 minutes or 6 minutes, I don't know how long, they just stop rehearsing. They're going to watch the performance on screen and then point at different things. Okay, do this, fix that, more of this, less of that kind of stuff. So then they get to perform 2 to 3 more times. So usually they rehearse, have a 4 run-throughs, get to rehearse 4 times during the first set of rehearsals because they have 40 minutes. And then the second round of individual rehearsals is 10 minutes, is only 20 minutes. Oh, wait. Was the first round 30 or 40 minutes? And the second round of rehearsals is only 20 to 30 minutes. I have to think about it. So it's going to be 10 minutes less because they're already a little bit more comfortable. They get to rehearse 3 more times. So usually they get to rehearse individually about 6 to 7 times individually. And then the dress rehearsals start where they get to rehearse again. So it's a lot of rehearsing, and hopefully that'll be enough. But that's how it breaks down. So that they don't get an hour. They get like 30 to 40 minutes the first time, and I think 20 to 30 the second time. I forgot exactly how much it is. Somewhere around that. So let's see a few more questions while I'm talking. You should interview the interval acts. If they're accessible, we will do our best to actually interview them. I know that there are a bunch of them. All the previous winners of Israel will be there. You know, the winner from 78, 79, 98. They're all going to be there, perform. And if we can get a hold of them, absolutely. Not all of them do interviews, but if we can, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see a few more questions. They're mostly questions, so keep in mind, again, if you have any suggestions what to cover, I would love to hear from you. What do you think of countries not changing their staging at all from the national finals, such as Sweden and Denmark? So, I have a few thoughts about this, Olivia. I mean, sometimes if it's not broken, why fix it, right? I do hear that John Lundvik this year is going to make a few changes. I would think the whole concept will stay similar, but they want to lighten it up a little because the Melody Festival and performance was pretty dark. You know, it was just black screen with like the yellow lights and all of that stuff. So I think they want to bring it up, the lighting a little bit, to make it a little bit more accessible and less dark. So they make little changes here and there, and I think that's what's going to happen this year. I don't know if they're going to make any other changes. As far as making changes to the staging, sometimes it needs to get done, sometimes it doesn't. For instance, Slovenia, they announced that they're not going to make any changes to the staging, which of course is sad to me because I suggested you need to make changes to the staging. I understand that they're singing to one another, but you need to connect with the audience. I'm really worried about the staging for Slovenia. As a matter of fact, they don't change it. So, but they're the acts, they're the artists, the delegation, they make the calls. You can make suggestions, you can throw it out there, they can take it or leave it. In this case, they left it. So, let's see. Oh, so many questions. How can people watch the contest in the US? Angry Box Turtle. So thank you for that question. I feel really bad for the fans in the US because the EBU makes it very, very difficult these days for the fans in the US to watch the contest. There is no broadcast on Logo this year. They just didn't get the rights. As of the last few years, the live stream on Eurovision.tv was blocked in the United States and many other countries actually as well, in South America as well, I believe. So that makes it very, very difficult to get that. Number one, the easiest solution would be get a VPN. Get a VPN where you can just use a different IP address and you can, European if you want, and watch it that way. There are some free ones out there that you can use just for that. Maybe that'll work for you, but if you're not really into that kind of stuff, in previous years, I know that the live stream on Eurovision.de, the German one, you could watch it anywhere. The problem is you're going to have a German commentator talk over it, so that you may not understand that. And there's some other countries doing the same thing. There may be some other links out there that will broadcast it, but don't hold me to it. This is how it worked in previous years. So get a VPN, that would be my suggestion, or maybe look out for some other of the national broadcasters, like Eurovision.de has a live stream that is pretty helpful. Again, you get German stuff with it, but hey, at least you get to listen to the songs and get the whole idea of the show. Let's see. You should have an ESCunited Jam Eurovision. Oh gosh, I give him so much credit for doing all of that wee blocks, but I would not have the time or energy to set that up. That's not my forte, but I wish them the best of luck. It's also, I'm sure it's fine. I've never been to wee blocks because I'm wee blocks, wee jam, but I mean, it's Eurovision music. Oh, Julian Vinstra, thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your question is, who do you think is going to be a surprise qualifier? Will there be one? The short answer is yes, there will be one. There always are. I don't know necessarily what countries would be considered a surprise qualifier, but there could be a surprise qualifier like Croatia. I could see Croatia all of a sudden, like the jury's going crazy over it and push it through. I could absolutely see that happening. So that would be my first guess. I could see San Marino qualifying. Absolutely. So those are the ones that really stood out to me. I would have to look at the entire list of all the songs to see which one could be where. But that is basically my answer to your question. Those are the two that stand out to me the most that could potentially surprise. Alexander, just to get back to my point, Slovenia connected with the public a lot since they won 75% of the televote. Alexander, that's true, but these people all spoke Slovenian. We don't. We don't know the message of the song. That is the big difference. You're not delivering it to a national audience, to an international audience. And that makes a huge difference. The words are very important in this song. Some songs you may not need a lyrical message. And this one you do, for sure. So that is what. So once again, let's get back to the rehearsal schedule. Keep asking your questions by all means, but I want to just continue how it works out. So as I said, I arrived Saturday morning. We're going to do the rehearsals. The first half of Semi 1 will rehearse Saturday, most likely, subject to change because we still don't have the rehearsal schedule. What the hell? Sunday will be then the second half of Semi 1. Monday, first half of Semi 2. Tuesday, second half of Semi 2. Then, if I was told correctly, on Wednesday we'll have the day off. All right, I'm just going to wash my hair. I don't know. I'm going to do something then, probably some sightseeing. We'll still do videos. Don't worry, we're not going to disappear. It throws me off having this day off in between if that's all were to happen. And then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will be the second round of individual rehearsals for all semifinalists. So from Thursday to Saturday, just going to burn through them all again. They all get to rehearse a second time. In between, the Big Five and the host nation will rehearse for the first time as well. So that's all going to be like that. It's going to be a busy, busy first week for us. The first week is always exhausting. And then Sunday in the morning, the Big Five and the host country will rehearse for the second time. And then in the afternoon, or late afternoon usually, it is the orange carpet, where all the acts walk down the orange, not red carpet, because we always have to have the different color every single year. I don't know why. They're going to walk down there, take pictures, do interviews, and then they have a drink, and then partay, because the next day everything will be about that. So, Terry, thank you so much for your super chat. Oh, Sean, I'm going to go for them as quick as I can. Of the Big Five and Israel, which of them do you think would be in trouble if they didn't have automatic entry to final, and where would you rank Ukraine had they sent their entry? Okay, so, I'm going to be honest, I think I want to say Germany would have big trouble. I'm not sure. Germany probably the biggest one, I think. Potentially UK and France, but I think they would have enough to, I don't know. I think Germany. Germany is my answer. I think Germany would have the hardest time qualifying if they had to go through the semis. That's my home country. And I hate to say that, but it is reality. And it's not even because I don't like the song or anything. It's really just about the song and its mass appeal, or the lack of it. And Terry, you're asking, well, would you rank Ukraine had you sent their entry? I hate that you caught me with my pants down here, figuratively, not literally, because Ukraine, I was very sad that all the way it happened. I was very upset that they withdrew based on the whole political situation. The only good thing was, I must say, is that I didn't have to comment on the song because it was so immensely popular with the masses, and I was like, this is horrible. I'm sorry, I didn't like the Siren song. It's like, come to me, I'm not a prude. I'm not a prude at all, but that song made me I felt like taking a shower every single time I watched the performance. So the song was just not for me. So I'm sad that Ukraine isn't in it, but now I had to comment on the song. Thanks a lot for putting me on the spot. But I gotta be honest, it's a night of honesty. Sean, thanks again also for the super chat. I cannot even remember the last time Sweden sent a Swedish song, probably back when native languages were still mandatory. What do you think, Matt? You're absolutely right. The last time they sent one was in 1998, because their language rule was still then. It was unfortunate, and they have so many Swedish songs in the running, but they never win. They never. Ooh, I almost hit my microphone here. But they never win Melodifestivalen, and but most of when I send these Swedish songs, they tend to be outdated or like very niche songs, very Schlager that doesn't have the mass appeal, or they're just a traditional sound that just maybe does well with the national audience, but not with the international, so they're not going to get the jury points. So it just doesn't happen with them, which is very, very unfortunate, because I would love to have a song in Swedish again. So you should do parodies with your ESCunited members and Eurovision contestants, Eurovision Island says. Oh, that would be fun. That would be very time consuming, though. I wouldn't even know. I'm not funny. I mean, I'm not like scripted funny. I'm just talking out of my ass funny. So I kind of have to figure it out. Stacy Velez, thank you for your super chat. I really appreciate that. That really helps us with the very high costs of Eurovision. So where was I? Oh yes, going through the schedules. I left off on Sunday. Sunday is when we have the orange carpet, and then most people will go to Euro Club and party. Those that have accreditation, those without accreditation that are already there, usually go to Euro Cafe or Euro Village. So there are different parties happening and all across. Euro Club for us, of course, is fun a lot. It's a little less... it's a little bit more, I hate the term using exclusive, because only press and delegation can get in there and certain accredited fans. But other than that, it is very, just us. And I'm hoping to actually make my way to Eurocafe and the Eurovision Village as much as possible. Maybe I can take turns, because I don't want to just be partying away from everyone else. Anyway, so this is definitely what we're going to do Sunday. And then Monday, we get to sleep in a little, because we'll be partying. Just so you know, we will be partying. I don't drink, really, but my team will probably drink, and they're all going to have hangovers. I will not say names. So Monday afternoon, we will have the first dress rehearsal of the Semi 1. So during that rehearsal, as the name indicates, it's a full run-through of semifinal 1. We get to see the whole thing. We will be... we can get into the arena. We are not allowed to record, but I will be in the press center and reporting on it, about the interval acts, the whole jokes and skits and yada, yada, yada. And you can listen in, of course. So we will do that on Monday afternoon, and then Monday evening, you all should be here, or not here, but when we're in Tel Aviv, you should tune in, because it's the jury show for the first semi. 50% of the votes will be decided that night when the juries listen in. So that performance is just as important as the televised one. People keep forgetting about that. So make sure you tune in so you can hear if somebody messes up the notes or messes up the staging. We'll report on that as well. And then it kind of continues. Tuesday afternoon will be the third dress rehearsal of the Semi 1, and then the evening, the big show, right? The first semifinal. And once that is done, we have the 10 qualifiers. There will be a press conference afterwards where they're all going to be like, wee, and then pull not their numbers, but what half they're going to perform in. And that's about it. And then it continues with Wednesday, Thursday with Semi 2, and do the same thing Friday, Saturday for the finals. So that is just to give you a quick breakdown of the rehearsals. That is how it went down, and we'll be there. If you, again, want to cover something in particular that we haven't done before, please let us know, as long as we do not break the rules. I do not want to break the EBU rules by recording something I'm not supposed to, but other than that, I would love to hear. Some people are asking who will be in Tel Aviv. I mentioned that a few times before, but I'll say it again. Moi. I will be there. Sean, who has been on the team since 2015, you know him very well. You just saw him with me in Amsterdam in concert. Who else is going with me? Fernando is the guy from Malta. Love him to death. He has been with us for several years as well. He's mostly behind the scenes doing stuff, but you'll see him as well. Zach is back. Oh, it rhymes. See, I did that. Zach is back. He's been on my team every other year, basically. So he was in there with me in Kiev, then he was there with me in Vienna and in Malmö, and now he's back in Israel. And then David as well, his first time as a accredited press person. He previously was a volunteer at Eurovision, but this time he said, no, I want to be part of the team. And there you go. So, Julian Vinstra, thanks again for your support. I very much appreciate it. Are you going to throw a bottle on the stage? Okay, are you going to throw a bottle on the stage when the Netherlands is up, just like your reaction video? What do you think about the stage in Israel? So, first of all, I'm not going to be in the audience, really, so I cannot throw it on stage. I will be in the press center, so I may throw it at the screen. But I'm not a good thrower, so I'm probably just going to hit someone else in the head. So I will probably try to refrain from throwing any bottles at any point in time. And those who don't get the inside joke, I threw a bottle once during my reaction video watching the Netherlands, Whalen. And I felt I had the need because it was so cool that I had to throw something. And that was just kind of like a running gag ever since. I threw one in my Duncan Lawrence video as well, just for silly goose, and then I hit my cat, so she's okay. She was just around me sleeping somewhere. But anyway, so thanks again. Oh, and your second question. What do you think about the stage in Israel? From what I'm seeing, it looks cool. It looks really, really cool. It's one of the most modern and most technologically advanced stages, if not the most technological advanced stage. Say that 3 times fast, my friends. So I am really thrilled. Some people think it's too high tech, but I'm like, no. You know, last year people complained that it was too simple. This year it's too advanced. I'm like, make up your mind, peeps. So thanks again for your support. Much appreciated. Srulik-san says, will the G rehearsal be broadcasted via the web? Srulik-san, no. Nope, it's closed to the public. So that's why the best you can get is us, which is not much. But again, it's better than nothing. So just make sure to be there on Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night. We'll be broadcast. We'll talk about it. We'll try to not interrupt you the sounds too much, but you know how it goes. So that is what we're expecting as far as the Eurovision weeks are concerned. I leave on Thursday, by the way, so my Thursday, which is probably Europe's Friday morning. So my local time, I think my flight's at 8 p.m., which then is what, 5 a.m. Central European time, I think. It's a 11-hour flight, I think, so I'm going to pass out on the plane after I had my dinner, and we'll land in Paris, France. Well, Paris, France, of course. No, Paris, Croatia. Paris, that's my layover there. I have a long layover, like 5 hours, 6 hours. I did that on purpose because I had to book my flight separately, and in case there's a delay, that I'm not going to miss my connecting flight. So I'll get there like 3 or 4 in the afternoon in Paris, and my next flight leaves like at 9, something like that, Paris time. And then I'll fly directly to Tel Aviv. I'll arrive in Tel Aviv Saturday morning, and then we'll take a cab, probably straight to the press center, because, if we're going to start having rehearsals on Saturday already, I better just be there right away. So, Ori Miller is asking, how do we go to the press conferences, and does Eurovillage cost money? Ori Miller, unfortunately, you cannot go to the press conferences. This is only for accredited press people and, of course, the delegation. They're the only ones that can access it. So you will not be able to go in there. Unfortunately, you can watch them on Eurovision.tv. That will be live streamed. And as far as the Eurovision costs, Eurovision Village costs are concerned, the village is free. Everyone can get into the village for free. That's not, you don't have to have money for that. If you want to go into the Euro Cafe, which is also fan run, that you have to get tickets for. But the Eurovision Village itself is there are no costs. You can go in there, enjoy it, and watch the show. And the cool thing, if you are in Tel Aviv, there are going to be so many events, so many stages throughout the city celebrating this. It's going to be, the entire city is going to be a big Eurovision madhouse. It's going to be awesome. I am so thrilled about that. So, yes, that was my answer to that question. I see a lot of questions here. Forgive me if I can answer. Do you think Switzerland can win? Eagle Suck says. I mean, short answer, yes. Do I think they will win? Let's wait for the staging. I don't think that the jurors will put it as high. I don't think that we'll put Switzerland in the top 3, and I don't think it'll be enough to win. But it's going to be Switzerland's best result. Probably since I've been watching it. I think the best result they've had since I watched it was in 2005, right? With Cool Vibes, Why Don't You Kill Me? So they could potentially beat that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, again, so we'll cover a lot of stuff while we're there. We're focusing on the live streams. We're going to focus on the review videos. The review videos of each rehearsal. We give you a breakdown. And then we'll try to put a lot of focus on behind the scenes stuff. It is very important for everyone to follow us on one of our social media outlets, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, at ESCunited, all of them. It's just ESCunited. You need to follow, because we cannot do behind the scenes stuff a whole lot on here, the YouTube machine. We're going to do that mostly on our social media. And you have mine, Matt, ESCunited as well, but make sure you follow ESCunited, the big one as well, and all the other ones, just so we can keep you up to date on that. Do you think that the televote winner and the jury winner will be the same? Potentially. I think the only song that I can see potentially winning both the televote and the juries is the Netherlands. So it comes down to how Arcade will come across in Tel Aviv. That is the one to look out for. So I remember last year when all the Dutch were in my chat, during the live stream, and the very first rehearsal came on, and we were talking about the break dancers. And people were just had like mental breakdowns. It was different. Hopefully this year you don't have to go through that. But now I have fond memories of it because it was so crazy. Ness K is asking, who is your favorite? I don't have a clear favorite. I have like a bunch of songs that I have in my top 10. I stay away from sharing my top 10 because people get really upset if I don't have their song in the top 10 and all of that stuff, right? Or I have a song that shouldn't be in the top 10 because everyone else hates it. And I just stay away from that. But I've shared with you many, many times my favorites. Netherlands comes to mind. Italy comes to mind. Israel comes to mind, Australia comes to mind, Sweden comes to mind. Gosh, I'm missing a bunch of them. But there are a lot of them. So this is the plan, what we're going to do in beautiful Tel Aviv. And we try to stay away. And we're not saying we're not going to do any interviews, because we've done a bunch of them already, but I don't know if I need to do interviews with every single person there as well, because honestly, I've learned that during those days, people are more interested in the actual rehearsals, behind the scenes stuff. There are so many interviews out there already. How many times can I ask them the same questions? So I'm just trying to focus more on any kind of, beyond what everyone else is doing. I'm hoping maybe then catch the artist somewhere. They're not always easily accessible, of course. They're not just going to walk up and be like, hey, let's hang out. But I will try and see, maybe we can get someone in front of the camera, all of that stuff, right? But that's about it. But if you have any other suggestions, as I pointed out, I want to hear them. What is your favorite Nordic country, or has the most chances of winning? Jason Moon is asking that. I think the Nordic countries, all 5 of them, are strong this year. I like them all, some more than others. But I think they all have really great songs. I mean, I'm a big fan of Sweden. I said that already, right? Is it too late for love? I mean, Hattari from Iceland. Yeah, you gotta love them. I feel as Denmark is way underappreciated. I love the sweetness that Denmark brings. Just like Hattari brings like a different emotion. Leonora brings another emotion, and I appreciate them both equally. Finland is a fun dance song. I don't think it's quite as mind-blowing as the other ones, but I like it. And Norway is just unapologetic Eurovision fun. I need that. I need that at Eurovision every once in a while. We need Norway. We need Kaino. Perfect is asking, forget about the songs. Forgotten. What is the country that you would like to go to in Eurovision 2020? I love that question, and here's why. Because that's almost, I'm the worst Eurovision fan. I less and less look at the songs, but I want the country to win that I want to visit. So that is crazy, right? So if it were forget about the songs, I would love to go to Croatia and Malta. Those are like my two really big ones on the list. So I would love for them to win the contest. Now, I mean, now Croatia's not going to win this year, but I would love to go there. I would actually really want to explore more the ex-Yugoslavian part of the continent, because I haven't been there. I've been to Ukraine, which is not, yeah, that's ex-Soviet. Not, I want to do more ex-Yugo countries, the Balkan. And I don't know if there's a winner amongst us this year, but that would be, on paper, my preference. But I'm also really excited about the Netherlands, because it's one of my favorite countries to visit, and it's just a little more expensive. That's the only thing. But it's also close to home for me, so like my home. So that would work as well. So honestly, if I look at the countries that are currently in the betting odds, the favorites, I'm cool with that. And I feel bad for Sweden, because I love the song. Right, on paper, I want Sweden to win because I love the song, but I'm not ready to go back to Sweden yet. So I feel bad. I need to put that selfish hat off and wish Sweden the best of luck, because I love John Lundvik and I love the song. So, Gil Kagan is asking, what entries were the most surprising last year in terms of first-time rehearsal reaction? Best and worst one. Well, as I pointed out, the Netherlands had a huge reaction because of the unexpected staging. People were running around, what just happened? What just happened? But I think the biggest reaction for all of them was Moldova. I mean, I remember when Moldova rehearsal started, people still point at the our live stream when Sean and I were watching. We were all like, shh, no one talk in the chat. We got to watch this. Because he came out, you remember the first guy came out like, no, stop, blah, 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 right? And we were like, oh my God, what's wrong? Why is he so angry? Something went wrong with the rehearsals. Until we realized, oh wait, no, that's part of the staging. And everyone was just like, whoa. And then it was just so enjoyable. So Moldova, one of my favorite moments last year. And I think it had a huge reaction in the audience. So this is definitely what I meant. Most people don't have negative or worse responses to a song. The Netherlands, we can point out last year, people were like a little less excited about it. But I guess that would be my answer. So many questions. Oh, wasn't Belarus the biggest reaction, Tessa? I forgot about Belarus. Yes, Belarus was, along with Moldova, probably the biggest one. That is true. I forgot about that because they weren't in the finals. I was thinking about the finalists. But yes, Belarus, you remember all the staging, right? We were just like, oh my God, what is going on here? And they never stopped, right? With the arrow and then the rose paddles going on its back. So dramatic. And we were laughing. And people were mad at us because we started laughing. We're disrespectful towards the song, but you can't help it because it was so overload when it comes to staging. It was just too funny. But yes, thank you for reminding me. Belarus was also pretty interesting. Who will be this year's Cyprus hype builds after rehearsals? That is another really good question, and I would have to look at the actual lineup and I can really say, right? Who would it be? It could be Cyprus again. I mean, Cyprus wasn't like horrible in the betting odds, right? They were like 10th place or something like that. And then they shot up. Who could it be? I mean, Russia is already in second place because I was going to point them out because their staging is going to be insane. So I guess they don't count. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. I think there could be some songs that are currently on no one's radar that could really, really blow up in a good way. I think Australia could climb quite a bit in the betting odds. I think Australia has all it takes to actually do well in the betting odds. I could see Greece climbing up quite a bit. I'm looking at the list right now I have in front of me. So that could absolutely happen. Potentially Armenia. So those are the ones that definitely stand on, a good chance of going really, really high. Eurovision Island is asking if Russia is like the favorite after. I love how you talk like an American. I guess you got with the likes. If Russia is like the favorite after rehearsals, do you think like there'll be loads of loads of hate in the press room and the audience booing? That would be my fear. I'm still scarred from the 2015 debacle. I was very open about it when the fans booed Polina, not just in the audience, in the press center. I understand that you don't want to go to Russia, that there's a concern on your end. But this is not in the spirit of competition and the contest as a whole. So I hope that is not going to happen. And yes, I'm a little worried that this is going to happen. But then again, some people, I'm going to be honest, are a little shallow. And they're like, "Oh, Sergei is hot. We're not booing him," because Sergei did not get booed at all in Stockholm. They were cheering for him like crazy. So I'm the more I think about it, maybe it won't be as bad. So we have to wait and see. But I hope it's not going to happen. This is not what the contest should be about. So that's my opinion. So that's all I have for today, actually. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what's going to happen and where I'm going to be at. I will keep journal my journey. I'm going to start putting up stuff on social media as much as possible, giving you updates, little videos. So make sure to follow us. Again, Matt at you see my Twitter handle, Matt ESCunited. I will put it on Facebook as well, where I can. Little clips and updates here and there as much as possible as I am making my way to Tel Aviv. So that is what I'm going to do, and then rehearsals will kick off. So you know what that means. Next week, from today, next Saturday, I will be in Tel Aviv, sitting at a desk, hopefully if everything goes according to plan, doing a live stream with Billy the fire extinguisher right behind me. So isn't that exciting, though? I cannot believe it. It hasn't hit me yet that I'll be gone in 5 days. So I just got back from Europe, like, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Do you worry that Hatari might be disqualified? Eurovision Island is asking now. I think they'll follow the rules. That would be dumb. That would be dumb on their part, and I don't think that's what they want to do. I mean, that's what they're going to do. I think the EBU is on top of them. So I'm not too worried about that. Of course, now they're going to do it, and I'm wrong, and I don't like being wrong. Who does, right? So, yeah, so this is just, I'm doing 5 more minutes of questions at ESCunited if you want. I really appreciate all of your support. By the way, Gil Kagan, have a safe flight, Matt, and hope you really like it here in Tel Aviv. I know I will. I have everything planned out. I have a couple of days just of sightseeing afterwards as well. And it just sucks that I get there on a Saturday morning, Shabbat, so there are no trains running. So I will have to take an expensive cab, which I am not happy about. But it's okay. It's so worth it. Let's see what other questions. Do you think it's the year of robberies of national finals? Apple Pro, I think you mean as far as like the favorites, the best songs not winning. Obviously, that is always subjective. My favorites hardly ever win. So I don't see a difference from this year than any other previous year. So I don't know if I feel that way. Kira H is asking, unpopular opinion. Russia's song is kind of overrated. I think the song belongs to a different country. It would rate it way lower. What do you think? I cannot speak on behalf of anyone else. I love it. I love that song. It's just my kind of music. I love theatrical music, and it totally works for me. If this would have been Moldova, I would have loved it just as much. So, could it be some people? Maybe, but keep in mind, there's a difference between betting odds, where Russia is really high, and Eurovision fans. Russia isn't doing that well in the fan polls. So we have to wait and see. It's very interesting how there's a discrepancy. I think there's actually more negativity thrown at Russia because of it being Russia. But we have to wait and see. Let's see here. Oh gosh, so many questions. I can't keep up. Sorry about that if I missed them. ESC Fan Forever is asking, hi Matt, do you think Malta, Switzerland, and Greece can reach top 10 this year since they have been struggling the past years? Malta, Switzerland, yes, all three of them are definitely potentially in the top 10. I feel Switzerland is the most likely one to be in the top 10. Greece will probably do an amazing staging and will blow us away. Malta, I'm a little worried about. The song itself has all the potential to make it top 10. I'm worried about the staging and the singer and how she's going to connect with the song. So, but all three, to answer your question, yes, I believe they do have a shot. Sruliksand, I can give you a lift. I live near the airport and work there. That is so nice of you. I get there so early, though. I would not want you to get up so early in the morning. Like, pick me up at 6 or 7 in the morning. It's like, you need to sleep in. That is so sweet of you for you to offer, though. Thank you, thank you. Let me know. Do you think Georgia could be a shock qualifier? Ellen, I don't think so. I don't think so. There are a few songs that I could see a shock qualifier. I just don't see Georgia pulling it off. Now watch me like eating my... It's going to happen, but honestly, objectively looking at it, I don't think so. It's not that I'm rooting against it. I'm happy for any country qualifying. But looking at the song and its popularity and the style, I don't see it happening. Okay, so many good questions. Do you think Azerbaijan could be a surprise non-qualifier? I would be devastated. Devastated Azerbaijan doesn't go through. I love that song. Could it be a surprise? I don't know. It has a great running order. We haven't seen really a live performance of it yet, but we do know that Azerbaijan usually does a great job with the staging. So I'm fairly confident that I don't see it happening. The non-qualification, that is. Your opinion on the... Oh, Julian, I'm sorry. Julian, thank you again for your support. You are amazeballs. Who has the best male voice this year and who has the best female voice? Love you and hope you have a nice time in Israel. Thank you. Love you back long time. I would have to look at the list. I haven't really pointed out the best voices. Serbia has a really good voice. She's high up in my ranking. Kate, obviously, I mean, her voice is out of this world from Australia. Serbuk has a good voice. I mean, I'm going for the list right now. So, Rocco, Croatia, the song itself is one of my... pretty far down in my ranking, right? But at the same time, he is one of the best voices of the year. It is such a shame, like one of the best voices and one of the weakest songs. It's just so sad. But Rocco has an amazing voice from Croatia. And the song definitely highlights that. But that's exactly what the song's only purpose is, to showcase his vocals. So that's definitely, for me, the case. And I want to say one of the best voices this year, female-wise, it's probably Junida Malici from Albania. Oh, man. Her voice... oh, my God. It is so powerful. I saw her live. Like, she was in the press center singing. I was talking to her. But when she sings... oh, her voice, it just goes right through you. It is amazing. And she is so likable. I love her. I love her, I love her, and I love her. So that's my answer to your two questions. Thank you again for your support. So I'm picking Albania... and Croatia probably has the best male vocalist, but Israel close behind probably because he has a really nice voice. But I think Rocco's range is just insane. You got to give credit where it's due. Okay, we're going to have 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Do you think that a country that is currently outside the bookies' top 10 could win? I have to check and see who is in the top 10 right now. It kind of moves around. I do think that the bookies have I think they're somewhat correct. I think they're reasonable in their ranking there as far as the winnings are concerned. The only one you could point at would be Portugal. That could be a surprise winner. I don't see it happening, but out of all the ones that are not currently in the top 10 in the betting odds, I will say Portugal could potentially that surprise song that no one saw coming. So that is my guess. So do you think that Albania can suffer because it's after Russia and probably an amazing staging? No, I think people are. I think that Albania is going to have a very different appeal than Russia. I think they speak to different tastes. So and that is why I think she will be just fine. I wouldn't worry about Albania's chances too much. I mean... maybe I do. I mean, initially in my prediction video, if you saw it, I had Albania as a non-qualifier. And if you look at the betting odds, I have to see the most recent one. She was outside the top 10 in the betting odds as well, although she's now catching up a little. She's now in 11th place. So, I don't know. I don't think that Russia, coming after Russia, will be her downfall. So, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm hopeful that she's going to get through. Oh man, she sings. If you dislike high prices, you should really hope Iceland doesn't win because the prices here are really high. Oh, Jace Moon, I know that. Although at least I get cheaper flights to Iceland because, I can just hop on. Although WoW is no longer a thing. But that would definitely be a... Yeah. Same. Sweden is pretty expensive, but I know my way around Sweden now. Denmark was expensive, and gosh, Norway, please never win. So, thank you from Portugal, Tatiana, saying, well, you're welcome. It's just my honest opinion. You should interview Hatari every day in Tel Aviv. I'll let them know about that. They are very interesting. I actually, when I walked up to them for the interview in Amsterdam, because I know they do the whole shtick, right? And about anti-capitalism. And I was like, I'm Matt from America. Don't judge. They thought it was funny. Because, we're like capitalists and all of that stuff. So, yeah, but they're very intense. They're very interesting to watch. And it's different, right? It's different. I'm curious, actually, more than anything, when they qualify. Like, their reactions. Because people are always like, and the qualifier is Albania. What? Yeah, like, woo, woo, woo. And they're just going to be like, let's walk. It's going to be cool. Their reaction's going to be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So this is your last chance to ask me any questions in regards to if there's anything you want me to cover or to talk about in our times, because this will probably be the last live stream before I start my journey to Tel Aviv. And then you'll see plenty of me. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. So yes. And once again, people keep asking who's joining us. I said that a few times, but it's David, Zach, Sean, and Fernando. The 5 of us will run this thing. So hopefully we'll cover as much as possible. We want to have fun too. So I'll be working a whole lot. So I'll be out there doing my thing. And it's always just a wonderful time. Hopefully we'll have at least some free public transportation. We didn't get anything in Portugal. They were cheap. They were so cheap in Portugal to us. They didn't give us anything. Another question from ESC Laura. What do you think about the German song? I don't dislike it as some of the other folks. I like it enough. It's somewhere in the middle for me. It's probably like 22nd place or something like that in my ranking. I don't think it'd leave a mark, but it is not as bad. I do like the harmonies, and I have to wait for the final staging because I didn't like it at all in Unser Star for us, Unser Star for Israel. So the national final. So that definitely has to change. What? Oh gosh, there's so many questions. I need to answer some of them. What act are you most excited to hear that you have yet to see live? Those are the ones who haven't done any of the performances at those concerts and all that stuff. So obviously, Azerbaijan, I'm very, very interested in, and Malta. Malta, I'm also very interested in seeing them perform for the first time live this thing. And see how it all comes together. Those are the two that probably come to mind the most. A little bit North Macedonia as well, because we haven't seen much. Cyprus I want to see as well. So there are a bunch of them where I'm really, really interested. So that is all the time. I really appreciate all your time. And please make sure to follow us on social media. ESCunited, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, because that is where we're posting a lot as well. As I travel to Tel Aviv and during my time there, and then we'll do the actual live streams here on YouTube. So thanks again for watching, everyone. Thank you for being so supportive, and I will see you in a few days. Have a good day. It's almost there. We're almost there. Yay.